I wanted to bring you this quick video because League of Legends patch 10.7 has been announced by Mark Yetter, I believe is his name, and he's the lead gameplay designer at Riot Games. So it looks like Ivern is getting a couple of buffs here. Let's jump into them. So Ivern's E magical damage when the shield pops is going from 60 to 140 to deal 70 to 170 damage. So a nice little buff later on into the game to the scaling on the shield damage. And then Ivern's Daisy or ultimate cooldown is going from 60 to 120 to, 160 to 120 to 140 to 120. So early on, it's going to cut down that cooldown by about 20 seconds. When I look at these buffs, everyone asks me, oh, what do you think about the buffs? I like that the buffs are relatively small, so they're not going to boost Ivern into being totally unbalanced and then gut him to the ground. So his longevity as far as being viable, if you consider him viable right now, is not in jeopardy there. But I think these buffs are pretty placebo. Let's start with the R cooldown. 160 to 140 in the early game really doesn't matter that much. You don't use Ivern's cooldown for Daisy like on demand anyway. You only use it when a dragon fight is up, when a Rift Herald fight is up in the early game, when you're got a good setup on one of your lanes ganking. So it's really dependent on getting all of the things set up beforehand. So you don't use it on cooldown. So to me, that buff really looks like a placebo buff. Late game, it's the same anyway, which is totally fine because late game, once Daisy dies, usually Daisy's back up in 20 seconds anyway because the cooldown counts when Daisy is out. But I think the bigger change here is the E damage change. So you're getting 10 extra damage at level 1, which is nice for any invades or anything like that. Not super significant, but it is nice. And then it scales to 30 extra damage, base damage, towards level 18, I guess, or to max level there. So I think this is good. It's going to push a more aggressive playstyle. People right now are really just kind of sitting on Guardian and really playing E-Girl Janna Ivern style. But if this can make the Glacial Augment builds a little bit more viable, have more agency on ganks, do a little bit more damage when a Lee Sin is coming to invade you, I think that's really good. Do I think these are game-changing buffs? No, I don't. I think Ivern will still be in relatively the exact same spot. These kind of both look like placebo buffs to me, but any positive change is good for us, as long as we don't get to a state where he's broken and everyone in the whole game decides to pick up Ivern for some reason. That's definitely not what we want. We wanted to keep him with the people who actually know how to play him because he's a very unique character, and we don't want to see him just turn into a gank bot either, right? Because I personally like that supportive jungle style. I think it's quite a unique to his kit, and I don't want them to put that in jeopardy. So I don't want to see too many damage buffs. I don't want to see anything like that. If I had it my way, what I'd want to see is more utility on Ivern's W, on his Brushmaker. I want to see that give allies bonuses. That's definitely the change that we need. Or maybe the missile speed on the Q to be a little bit quicker. It's really hard to hit right now, so that you don't have to crutch on Glacial Augment, for example, just to hit your Q. You should be able to hit it on a character easier than it is right now. So those are the two changes I'd rather see. These damage and cooldown changes really don't matter at all to me. I hope that gives you a couple of little thoughts about this change, and we'll definitely see you in the next one. Have a good sunny day.